Okay, now one more lesson here in this part 3 of this course. And I wanted to put in this bonus lesson here because there are, we've spent this whole lesson talking about timing rhythms and getting our hands moving, playing single strokes, one height. And for me, all of this is leading up to being able to play real music. Exercises are great. And using your metronome and learning these patterns and making them part of you so that you feel all of these rhythms. We're building a language vocabulary, the language of drumming. But it is important to then take all of those rhythms and use them in a more musical sense. Whatever the situation might be, if you're going to sit down to a drum set and you're going to play, when you improvise and you move around the drums and you play a variety of different rhythms, you got to draw upon all these different rhythmical words or this language, if you will, and put it all together in ways that are interesting, fun to play, entertaining to listen to, and all that stuff. So at the end of this section of part 3 in the book, there are 5 different application etudes, I like to call them. And what I've done is taken the vocabulary of the rhythms we've worked through previously and put them into short little musical etudes, if you will, or little musical solos. And you should be able to read these, play them, and feel comfortable putting all of these ideas together and being able to play it in time, use the correct sticking, and hopefully it will start to get musical ideas flowing in your brain of how you can use all of these rhythms to create something more than an exercise. So I'm just going to play through these 5 etudes. I'll play them all at kind of a medium speed, 110 beats a minute. And you could practice along with these. At least it'll give you a chance to hear them, hear what they're supposed to sound like. And hopefully you'll enjoy practicing these and learning these etudes. So this starts on page 41 with exercise number 15. So I'll start with that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I want you to notice that everything in that etude is the odd-numbered rhythms from the 16th note timing grid, the more straight-up one and based rhythms. All of that is derived. That's why it's a little easier, and I call it that intermediate etude. Not too tough. Next one, number 16. This one moves over to triplets, and we play some of the simpler triplet variations that come from the triplet timing grid. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that's number 16. Now the next etude, number 17, we take those simpler triplet and 16th note based one and rhythms and we combine them, because one of the things that music will require of us is that we can switch back and forth quickly and accurately between 16th note duple based rhythms and triplet rhythms. So this number 17 is all about switching from 16ths to triplets, like changing gears from channel 3 to channel 4, and you got to make each of those rhythms independently precise. Don't let them kind of morph into one another. Be very precise. Here's number 17. 1, 2, 3, 4. That one's kind of fun. I like that one. Okay, on to the next exercise. Now, this one, number 18, is called the Advanced Etude 16th Note Syncopation, because we're going to draw upon exercise 11, all of those syncopated rhythms that are a little more difficult to play, and we're just going to throw them all together and create a whole bunch of left hand syncopation. So you really got to be confident with moving that left hand through all these rhythms. This is one of my favorite exercises in the book. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now you should be able to count that as well. And you might have to go very slow at first. 1 and 2 E and 4 and E and 3 E and. But figure out every measure, be able to count it, be able to play the right sticking, and ultimately lay it down with a metronome. This exercise will set you up to be able to play some really cool, awesome funk grooves on the drum set that require that kind of syncopation. But you've got to feel that underlying 16th note groove. Okay, the last exercise, number 19, in this section, part 3, which is single strokes, one height, introduces the idea of a 16th note triplet, which is 3 16th notes in the space of an 8th note. If you put 2 of those together, you have 6 notes in the space of a quarter note. That's called a sextuplet. This rhythm is very, very useful in music, and you want to be able to play this rhythm very accurately. Later, when we get to rebound stroke and start playing faster and faster, we'll address this rhythm with speed. But right now, it's intended to be played more of a medium speed and just practice being able to play 6 even 16th notes across the space of a quarter note. So we break it up into 8 notes on the downbeat and on the and count, and then we put it together to practice those 16th note triplets. So this is very good practice. I'm going to slow this down just a little bit. I think it will make more sense if we do this slower to begin with. We'll go fast in a later lesson. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Digga 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 triple a triple a triple a triple a 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 6 1. That's got to fit right to the beat. And you may want to go slower to start off. Triple it and gradually build up your speed. But practice playing 6 even notes, 3 even notes across the 8th note or the quarter note, and get control of the sextuplet and the 16th note triplet. Okay, there you go. That wraps up part 3, single strokes, one height. Let's go on to the next set of lessons. Good luck.